Hi, everyone. I am Carrie Little, your host of Coffee with Carrie, every Friday on Instagram at 9 a.m. And today I'm going to come to give you kind of a crash course, or we're going to say learn to earn in 10 minutes or less. But I gave like a 35-minute talk on Instagram. So I'll put the link in the feed. So if you want to hear if you want to hear all of the tips and the reasoning behind this. So, top ways to generate leads as a real estate agent, we're going back to the basics because some of you, if you've been watching NAR, I should have my other notes. But if you've been watching NAR and you've been looking at the data, or maybe you're just like, what am I going to do? If there's like 1.6 million realtors and my association is getting like 200 people a month, we're in an inventory. We're like in an inventory crisis per the National Association of Realtors. And if you look at data, because when I look at my data, inventory is still down, but interest rates are going up. We're doing 2-to-1 buy downs. We're asking buyers are doing arms, like we're doing all these different types of loans. I'm not a loan officer. Talk to your loan officer. And we're trying to figure out how to get people into homes, but inventory is still low. So if that's the case, and we're learning that 25% of buyers are coming in with cash. Is that you? Have you been holding out? Call me if you're a buyer. But if that's the case, we need to figure out how to lead generate. So here are my quick tips. And some of you are going to go, "Ooh, Carrie, that's basic." But here we go. Lead generation, first of all, can be easy. But my number one is you got to be patient. You have to be patient. Now, you still have to put in the work, but you still have to be patient. I got my phone. Number two, the people you already know. And usually we say the people you already know that love you, like you, and trust you. And it might be that they might love you and like you, but they don't trust you. You might even say, I don't want to work with family, but that's okay. It could be friends. It could be past coworkers. It could be people on your current job because you're dual career some of the time, part-time, or people you used to work with. Go connect with everybody on LinkedIn. So my number two is people you already know. And here's my recommendation, because I said patience. My recommendation is that you call them, text them, email them, DM on social media, and let them know you're in the business of real estate. And then, give them a reason to when you reach out. So there was an agent and she tagged me after this live on Facebook and she said, "Carrie, I stayed in the office on a Friday until like 7:30 at night, and she called everyone. And she gave herself a reason to call. She said, "Hey, I just want to let you know, I'm in the business of real estate, but I want you to know that I'm updating my email list and my mailing list, and I want you to be on it." It's that simple. How about that? You could even ask to meet them for coffee. So you have to let people know you're in the business. My number three, um, and that was my number three. So whether you have friends or there are people you haven't connected with, you got to start networking and you need to meet people maybe for coffee. So when I say networking, you need to network outside of real estate. We as real estate agents, we want to network within our real estate industry. We get to know all of you, which is great because then you know who the person is on the other end of the deal, which is fine. But you really need to go network outside of your industry. I'm going to a conference, Goldman Sachs conference. So I'm networking outside of my industry. So you need to do that. And you need to go connect with old friends. Even Good Morning America had a topic on the regret of not staying in touch. And there's like a whole new book about regret. But I was like, yeah, what about the people I played with as a kid? Or what about the people that I went to grade school with or high school with or college? Reconnect. It might be worth it. Number four, you gotta continue to learn. Show up to learn. You always have to it's business development. When you get to the point where you don't need to know anything else, you're going to be listless. So show up to learn the steps to home ownership. Take a class. Fannie and Freddie have a course. If you're a new agent, first of all, if you're a new agent and you don't own, if you're a new agent and you don't own a house, it's good, work with renters because they're going to be maybe your first time or second time or boomerang buyers, people that came back to buy after they lost their house in a short sale or a pre-foreclosure or an REO. Yeah. You need to learn the steps of home ownership. And then if you don't own, you need to buy. You got to figure that out. You got to figure it out and then document your journey so you can explain it. And then here's like another tip. So we're going to call this kind of a number 5. If you want to be a listing agent, there are at least 3 ways to be a listing agent. Here they are. If you want to be a listing agent, number 1, So this is like 5. But number, you have to get people to list their houses, right? So you got to show up to learn. And I'll talk about that in number 6. And then, or number 2, you need to buy them, renovate them, and flip them. Or you need to buy them, renovate them, and list them as rentals. You need to become the owner. Or number 3, you need to become a developer. Create your own inventory per Karen Hatcher. Check her out. She's from Atlanta. So there are 3 ways you can list. Either you're going to list someone else's house, you're going to buy, renovate, and flip, or you're going to become a developer and create your own inventory. So number 6, you can generate leads from your own multiple listing service. So many agents are like, Carrie, I need to buy a lead. I'm like, why do you think buying it is better than just doing the work yourself? Some agents actually think if they buy it, they're automatically going to work with you. You still have to convert. You still have to go through you still got to do the work. You still have to do the work. And I gave you paper. I'm really techie, but there are some things I still do with paper. So what tools does your multiple listing service offer, or your association or your company? So you could use Realist or Remind or RPR to generate leads. And then you also can use your MLS. So in my MLS, the cool thing is I can download off-market renters. I can mail to renters to get them to buy or to get them to rent again, low-hanging fruit, or I can download that list, upload that list to like a Remind, get the homeowner's information and list the property. Like there's so many ways to lead generate. So the basics is you got to be patient and you got to be consistent. Then your number 2, reach out to the people you already know. Number 3, go reconnect with friends and family. It's time to have coffee, maybe lunch or dinner. Number 4, you got to keep learning the business. You got to keep learning something new. And number 5, to be a listing agent, you need to list someone else's house, or you need to buy and list your own houses. Or number 3, you need to become a developer and create your own inventory. And then your number 5, how do you generate leads? And I could come up with 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, and 11. Use the tools that you pay for from your multiple listing service. So you've got Realist, Remind, RPR, and if you're MLS, you got the cancels, you got the expireds, and you can extract renters to make them buyers. So thanks for watching. My bonus would be, if you're looking to create content, join me in a class or invest in my Reels course. So subscribe, and then down in the feed, you can invest in the Reels course, or you can join me on Instagram, and join me on Instagram to watch the full replay on ways to generate leads. I'm Carrie, your host of Coffee with Carrie, every Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram. Join me, and please tell a friend.